Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. My name's Don. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching today's stream. If you are watching it live, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. I have a jam-packed episode as ever to share with you, and well, as you've seen from today's title, this could be dangerous for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you why I'm saying that and things to look out for over the next few days, few weeks, and I guess few months with Bitcoin and crypto. So yeah, make sure you're kicking back, relaxing. I hope you have had your morning coffee or you're on your second coffee for today. Nonetheless, let's get into this episode and please enjoy. And please make sure you stick around to the end because I do have a lot to get through today. But look, let's jump in. First of all, of course, if you're not part of, for whatever reason, our memberships or our Discord community, then click the link in today's description. Have a read what we can offer you. I promise we can help out in any aspect of your crypto journey, and everything that you can learn or how we can help you is in the description below. So yeah, go check that out, plus many other things in the description like a VPN and whatnot. So yeah, check that out and I will speak to you very soon on that. But for now, let's get to the prices because, well, the prices have been heating up. Let me just refresh that because, there we go, they've refreshed now. Bitcoin is currently at $46,637. It was up, way up to around $47. No, $47,000 as of last night. But we have seen a slight pullback over the course of the morning. Currently sitting at, like I said, 46,600. We then have Ethereum at $2,270. We then have BNB up at $300. Who remembers when everyone was scared that BNB was going to drop below $200? It's going to end the market. Blah, 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 all that nonsense. Who remembers that only a few months ago? Now we're back up at $300 for BNB. Solana is currently sitting at $99. We then have XRP at 56 cents. We then have Cardano at 51 cents. Avalanche at $35 and Dogecoin at 0.07. So much of the market is actually down slightly over the past week, but we are up in some coins over the past 24 hours, such Solana and Bitcoin being the main two. Let me just bring up that Bitcoin chart to show you exactly what I mean with what happened yesterday. So we did see up above 47k. Let me try and find a point on this chart. There you go, 47,098. I do believe it got to 47,200. There we go, 47,200 was its high of yesterday, highest point since dating back 2 years, I believe. It's been a long time. So yeah, great to see the first week in January, well, just into the second week of January, we're starting to see Bitcoin really, really perform again, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing for the future. And like I said, I will jump into that throughout today's episode and give you my thoughts, opinions, and kind of plans for Bitcoin. But let's jump into the news and start with a very baldy man, also known as Gary Gendler. We're not a fan of Gary Gendler. We all know that by now. But Gary Gendler has issued a warning on crypto ahead of the potential spot Bitcoin ETF approval. So let's dive into this. So the US Commission's chairman, Gary Gendler, posted a thread on social media platform X as many asset managers await the final word on approval or denial of their spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, that is obviously the talk of the town at the moment. It is taken over, but with good reason. It's something we've never experienced ever in Bitcoin's history, so I guess it is a bit of a big deal. Now, Gensler called on crypto investors to keep some things in mind without specifically mentioning the spot Bitcoin ETF. According to the SEC chairman, the asset managers may not be complying, typical him, with federal securities laws by offering crypto investment vehicles, and crypto can be exponentially risky and often volatile. Now, fraudsters continue to exploit the rising popularity of crypto assets to lure retail investors into scams, said Gensler. And these investments continue to be replete with fraud, bogus coin offerings, Ponzi and pyramid schemes, and outright theft, where a project promoter disappears with investors' money. Now, look, I get it, right? And I'm here to warn you as well. Let me give you a warning for myself as well. Crypto is a very dangerous place to be Of course, you can be scammed, you can lose your money. It is not safe for the next man, but you need to understand, educate yourself. Wherever you are based in the world, you need to understand the laws in your country, the education that you need in your country. So, in one sense, of course, I agree, Gary Gensler, that crypto can be risky. It can be exceptionally risky and often volatile. Yeah, that's right. And I tell you that every single day. And there is a lot of scams and there's a lot of people trying to take your crypto from you. And that's where you can lose all of your crypto. So yeah, it's dangerous, but we know that. And if you are investing in crypto, you do know that these things are possible, but you just move the right way so that it doesn't happen to you. Or that's the plan anyway. But look, moving back onto this article, he had posted a thread to his Twitter. I will open it up just to show you. I won't read through the whole thing because, look, we don't want to give Gary Gensler any airtime. If you do want to read his thread, which was pretty poor and pretty short, and to be honest, I've covered most of it anyway, then you can check out his official X account and read through that, or pause the video and read it in full. But yeah, anyway, that came out at 3:40 p.m. Yesterday. Roughly 2 hours after several spot Bitcoin ETF issuers filed amended S1 applications with the Commission, one of the last moves towards potentially approving the investment vehicle in the US. Though it's an uncertain time to the publication whether the SEC will approve one or many at the same time, applications are in for Valkyrie, WisdomTree, BlackRock, VanEck, Invesco and Galaxy, Grayscale, ARK Invest, 21 Shares, Fidelity, Bitwise and Franklin Templeton. So there is a lot of ETFs being filed for. And yeah, there is absolutely no guarantee that any of them will be approved, nor denied. They'll probably be postponed. Who knows, right? Again, let's not try and speculate on this because it is in the hands of the government. And we all know you can't really speculate with governments. They do what they want when they want. And if they don't like what you think, they will just write a new law and change it anyway. So yeah, it is in the hands of this bald man, or the bald eagle himself. So there's not a lot we can do in terms of, pre-planning and hoping. Let's just see how things go, shall we? Moving on to some more reissues from the SEC. So the SEC reissues crypto FOMO warning amid hope for the spot Bitcoin ETF. So this was something that Deck had mentioned on stream on Saturday night, if you watched that. If you haven't, please make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel and you have your bell notifications turned on, because we will do some random lives throughout the week or at the weekend, as well as Coffee and Crypto and any other videos that we post, which I do believe there is videos coming this week and next. So you do need to be subscribed if you're not already for those purposes. But anyway, the US SEC has reissued a warning about FOMO for crypto investing just days ahead of the anticipated ETF. Now, I'm getting bored of talking about ETFs, I will admit. I have been talking about them for almost a year at this point on this channel. So yeah, it is getting quite boring, but we are in the final few days and weeks of potentially the yes or the no, I guess. So to show you, this is the tweet. Rather than reading through the actual article, let me just show you the tweet that the SEC had put out here on X. So it says, say no-go to FOMO, fear of missing out. Just because others might buy a particular investment doesn't mean it's the right opportunity for you. Learn more about finding out what's right for you and your investing goals. So this was posted by the SEC, like I said, a couple of days ago, January 6th. And yeah, it's quite funny and very strange that Gary Gensler and the SEC are talking so much about FOMO, about crypto. Like, it's just the ETFs happening. It's just, it makes me so uneasy, honestly. The fact that the government have got their greasy paws on our industry. It doesn't make me feel so comfortable as it once did. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are or your opinions are with the spot Bitcoin ETF stuff. I know I've asked you this many times, right? But look, just go along with it. Leave me some comments. Get me some engagement on this video. Drop me some comments if you're watching it live or if you're watching it back. And let me know your thoughts. Is a Bitcoin spot ETF a good thing for crypto? In my opinion, I'm trying to remember what I've said before someone says, oh, Donald, but you said before that you loved them and now you say you don't like them, whatever, right? Things can change in crypto, but in all seriousness, I think it's a good thing for the progression. At the same time, I don't like it because it means that the governments are getting involved in our industry and they're getting their greasy paws in our industry. And we all know what happens when governments get involved in things now, don't we? So, yeah, that's my thoughts, my opinions. Don't know if that helps you, but that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. What is your thoughts on the ETF stuff that's coming? I think that the market's going to be a bit upset in terms of price action, but what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. You know that by now. It's going to be interesting to sit back and watch what exactly happens over the next few days and few weeks. But moving back on to some news then from Salana this time. So Salana now boasts more than 2,500 monthly active developers. Now, you all know if you watch this channel, I am a fan of Salana. Spoke about it many times in the past, and many of you who are watching this, of course, as well, are fans of Salana. Now, the Salana ecosystem now touts more than 2,500 monthly active developers, according to recent data from Salana Foundation. In a January 9th report that assessed key network metrics through 2023, Salana claimed that its network had maintained somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 monthly active developers over the last year. To quote them, it says, sustaining a consistent amount of developers in an important indicator of a healthy ecosystem as it showcases the ecosystem's ability to attract and retain new talent. It said, while also noting that the measurement only accounts for the developers contributing in public repositories. Yeah, that's the word. Moving on. However, data from Electric Capital's blockchain development tracker developer report shows that on October 1st of 2023, Solana's developer count was only 946, falling from an all-time high of 2,634 just in December previous. So within 6 months, it dropped well over 50% and was down at only 946. But the good news is we're back above 2,500. So it is looking good for Salana. I mean, it's quite obvious. We've seen the price of Salana go from around $8 or $10, I think it was, up to well over $120. It's now sitting at around $100 at the point of recording. So it has had a monumental rise in the past month or 6 weeks, which has been very welcomed by many investors. Now, the developer report cites that data from GitHub is to produce data points concerning blockchain developer activity. However, the statistics were only up to October 1st. So the problem with that, well, a lot has changed since October. I don't know if you've been under a rock or you ran away from crypto, because I know some of you have. Don't forget, I know I know how the views have went since October. I know how crypto has went since October. And I know that some of you had ran away in 2022. I know your names. I know exactly who you are. No, I'm joking. But if you have only kind of rejoined crypto the past month because prices are pumping, which I know most of you have done, then this news may not really make much sense to you because you haven't really seen crypto in the past year. But yeah, October wasn't great, shall we say, and that's what the records unfortunately only go up to. But as of January 8th, Solana has posted from themselves to say that between 2,500 and 3,000 developers are now on the system and active. So yeah, what does that mean in terms of the price of Solana? Does it mean it's going to go up in value? I don't know. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you the news and the background behind these assets. It's up to you what you make of that and what you think the prices can do. I am not a financial advisor. I can't stress that enough, but I will tell you the news and update you with what's going on in the world and in my head, because, well, who knows what's going on up there sometimes. Not even me would like to question that. But anyway, let's move back into some more news. This time, just a bit of interesting news that's not interesting the fact that, I think this is true, this is great news. Interesting because, well, this is just typical. This is what happens when the price of Bitcoin is up in value. Standard Chartered tips 200k Bitcoin by late 2025 if the ETFs are approved. Okay, cool. Let's give them the time of day. Let's read the article. Let's see what they're saying. So multi-international, or is that how you say that? Multinational? Anyway, don't know why I read that so strangely, but the bank, Standard Chartered, which you should have heard of by this point, predicts that Bitcoin could reach nearly $100,000 by the end of next year if the Bitcoin exchange traded funds are approved and they are successful in the US. Now, the bank based the price prediction on the assumption that between 437,000 and 1.32 million Bitcoin will be held by the US Bitcoin ETFs by the end of 2024. The firm estimates this to equate between 50 and 100 billion of inflow. Now, the ETF-related inflows materialise as we expect, then we think by the end of 2025, level closer to USD 200,000 is possible, said Standard Chartered head of digital assets Geoff Kendrick. Now, the precious metals analyst also, Suki Cooper, said the exact same thing. And then you've got Lark Davis here retweeting something from them that says Standard Chartered posting some moon math, okay, and 200,000 is coming. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. But anyway, to quote them then, it says, we expect Bitcoin to enjoy price gains of a similar magnitude as a result of the US spot Bitcoin ETF approval, but we see these gains materialising over a shorter 1 to 2 year period, giving our view that the Bitcoin ETF market will develop more quickly. Now, let's get into this. Now, they are, and I've made this quite clear, hopefully I did when I was reading that article, they are basing this off purely, they haven't mentioned charts once, they are purely basing this off of inflows to the market, as well as the ETF. So essentially the ETF. They're basing this $200,000 price prediction for the end of 2025 if the ETF is approved and successful by the end of 2024. Should someone tell them that charts determine that answer and not ETFs? No? I mean, I'm here. If someone wants to send me the email address of Standard Chartered, I'm more than happy to send them a quick, by the way, lads, you're wrong. Look, price prediction, who knows, right? I'm not here to make price predictions, but how they have come about that price prediction, I am here to tell them that it's maybe not the route you want to be taking there, lads, because charts will determine what happens. Charts are what runs this market, not ETFs. ETFs are a narrative, in my opinion, that will help drive and maybe a catalyst for the news narratives to change and whatever it may be. However, the prices are determined by the charts. You know that, don't you? The viewers, let me know. Let me know if you know that. Drop me a comment and say, Don, look, mate, I know Standard Chartered, they're a big company, I get it, but they don't know anything, mate. It's all about the charts. Anyway, moving back, because this light is being quite annoying coming in this window and reflecting on my chin. Let me just bring the screen a little bit smaller. Look at that. So, anyway, Bitcoin price rallies past $47,000 as spot Bitcoin ETF deadline approaches. Yes, we know. It's fantastic, isn't it? So, the Bitcoin price has broken through $47,000 for the first time since April of 2022 as the deadline for the SEC approval spot Bitcoin ETF draws closer. Now, Bitcoin climbed rapidly from 44,000 in January 8th, surging more than 6.5% in the last 24 hours and in 177% in 12 months. That's just insane. To hit a year-on-date high of $47,284. Fantastic news. Now, Bitcoin's price performance comes as the market readies for the SEC's potential approval of one of several of the 14 outstanding applications for a spot Bitcoin ETF product, with Bloomberg analysts predicting the decision as early as January 10th. Fantastic. So this guy, Eric Balkanus, which I have actually covered quite a few times on the channel. So it says here, people asking me if we changed odds. No, we still are holding the line at 90% odds of approval by January 10th, aka this cycle. The same odds we've had for months before it was cool and safe. What we are watching for now, more amended and final filings to roll in and clarity on in-kind and cash creates. So again, I won't read through this whole article in terms of the Twitter post, but what to do is pause today's video, read over what it says, and yeah, you'll get a bit more detail on that exactly. I'm seeing that this sunshine is not doing me any favours. I apologise for any viewers of this YouTube channel. I'm trying to move around here, but yeah, the sun is shining and making the lower part of my face very shiny. Anyway, yeah, again, wanted to just touch on this. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but the point being is Bitcoin got above $47,000. It's fantastic to see, but please be wary that this is a dangerous place for Bitcoin, which I'm going to cover in just a second in the next article. It's a dangerous place, and let me show you why I believe that. So it's a tweet here from Blockchain Backer. Let me just open it up for you. So you can see then the price, this is the total market cap of Bitcoin, is currently at $915 billion, and the 0.702 is at 1 trillion. Could that be the death of Bitcoin? Could it be the danger zone? The extreme feed is also at 76. It's the highest it's been in a long time. Now, I believe, actually, to quote Blockchain Backer here, he says extreme greed for the first time since November of 2021. So, yeah, it's getting scary out there. Yes, it's looking good for some investors because the price has risen. We're up over 47,000, or we're actually just below it again now, but we have been just above 47,000 in the past 24 hours. However, charts determine what happens, as I've told you before, and it is looking quite rough out there. So please be careful. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do, but please be careful when it comes to risking your hard-earned money. It could go to zero. Your money is always at risk. Please remember that. Yeah, just wanted to show you that chart and let you know that extreme greed is at kind of an all-time high at the moment. And what we normally see is after greed, we see a lot of fear. And it's usually sell when others are greedy and buy when others are fearful. So playing by that logic, it's a bit of a dangerous time to be involved. But again, for any Discord members, which I know most of you will be, are following along for the right reasons in terms of the investments and the charts and what's going on, and you're listening to it, you're not just taking it in and then listening to some idiot on X. If you are in Discord and you are paying attention and you are switched on, maybe we've spoke on the phone, maybe we've had a one-to-one in person, you're really switched on and you get how this whole thing works. You listen to the podcasts. I mean, look, let me remind you as well, no one is coming to save you, but we will do our very best to give you the tools to save yourself when it comes to crypto, all right? But the point I'm trying to make here is you have to take responsibility for this. We will show you how to do that, but I'm just wanting to point out that it is extreme greed at the moment for Bitcoin. Normally, we say buy when others are fearful and sell when others are greedy. That's kind of how things are looking at the moment. But again, like I said, that's not any advice. Don't do anything based on that. But just take it on board and move correctly. Next article I wanted to show you, to kind of finish off here, is some exciting news from Swissborg. So they now have a Today tab. Don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but it says, so get an all-in-one access. So track your favourite tokens, catch up with Swissborg's news, and stay on top of your portfolio, all from one screen. So I don't know if you've seen this yet. I believe my app has updated, or I've seen a few people's apps have been updated. But yeah, go check it out if you haven't already. And if you haven't, you may have to update your Swissborg app. But they are making it more of a community-centric vibe. It's always been community with Swissborg, as we know. It's a huge community. And yeah, they're bringing more and more new updates, things to, as well as alpha deals and whatnot, to the Swissborg Wealth app. And this is a new update that I'm sure most of you will enjoy. So if you are enjoying it, drop me some feedback, let me know, because it's interesting to see how many users are using this exchange and if you're enjoying the updates. But anyway, that is all for today's episode. Just wanted to touch on that at the end. If you have enjoyed it, please feel free to drop me a like, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts on today's episode, on anything that I have covered. If there's anything related to Discord, anything related to CC Pro, make sure that you're asking those questions in CC Pro or on a live stream related to CC Pro. Coffee and Crypto is here for your daily news in the crypto market in general. I don't focus too much on what we do in the CC Pro side of things. So yeah, if you are interested in finding out more, there is links in today's description to joining CC Pro, where you can get access to years and years and years of resources. You get daily updates, weekly lives, and some sporadic lives as well. So yeah, it's the one-stop shop, and I do highly suggest that you get on board and you learn a little bit more. But anyway, like I said, enough from me. Go check out more info on that in the description below. But this has been another great episode of Coffee and Crypto. Thank you for tuning in, joining and watching. Share the video with someone that needs to see it, needs to hear these points. Share it on your story, whatever it may be. Tag Coffee and Crypto on that Instagram, and of course I will repost it and get the word out there of Coffee and Crypto. I really appreciate it for the year moving forward. We have a big year planned. So yeah. Anyway, enough for me. Have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, whatever time it is you're watching this, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coffee and Crypto.